Thank you all. My name is Sean Dolan. I'm an alumni of Galbo Elementary, McDonald Junior High, and May Creek High School. I currently have children in elementary, junior high, and high school. My son's assault on the bus was caught on video over a year ago, and despite my multiple requests to press charges, the attacker remained on his bus the remainder of the year. When my son's iPhone was stolen out of his bag, SIM card chewed up and thrown away, the thief was caught and placed not only back in my son's class, but she was put at my son's very table, where she retaliated and bullied him until we intervened. My son was hit in the face in the hallway and defended himself by punching his attacker. Both were punished equally, despite clear video evidence showing that the aggressor was unprovoked by my son in any way. The principal informed me that the attacker had a history of hitting students, and she even warned him that if he continued, one day someone was going to hit him back. Unfortunately, that someone had to be my son. Because of the incident, my son was no longer eligible to try out as school mascot, which he had been looking forward to. But it gets worse. My son was pulled out of elementary temporarily to bury and mourn the loss of his older brother. Kids at school began teasing him about his brother's death. Our oldest son was multiply handicapped when he passed away, and the bullying escalated without intervention. A child mocked my son one day about how funny it was that, quote, his brother died from being retarded. My son lost it, picked up a pair of scissors, aimed them at the boy, and fortunately regained control. He kicked the trash can and ran out of the room crying. My wife and I were immediately called in to speak with the principal and counselor to discuss the incident. After telling us everything my son had done wrong in the situation and all the possible punishments he would be facing, the counselor asked if there was anything going on at home that may be causing Sam's recent anger issues. My wife and I looked at each other in disbelief. Despite the loss of his brother being on file, the counselor never asked my son about his brother, not after he returned to school from the funeral or after he picked up a pair of scissors and threatened another student. This is negligence, if not breach of duty. Dr. Hint, you talk about the safety protocol in place to defend our schools from school shooters, but where's the protocol to prevent your students from becoming school shooters? Because I'm experiencing quite the opposite in your schools. How many children in your schools are treated like my son and don't have parents to stand up for them? I fear the worst, especially with the added difficulties hardly thrust upon our students and families. I want the board to know that I consider your inaction on this matter complicit if tragedy ever strikes KISD. In a discussion, second topic, in a discussion about a FOIA request I made last week, which I was asked 3 times by your staff to consider withdrawing, I was informed by your IT department that you track over 300,000 data points on our children. Facebook is only willing to admit to tracking 98 data points on its users. My FOIA request was to simply learn what these 300,000 data points are, yet this issue has been escalated to the Attorney General by your staff. I also find it odd that with 300,000 mysterious data points, public schools are still unable to address the many red flags that occur in cases such as Nicholas Cruz. I hope that you find it reasonable to fulfill my request. By the time this meeting concludes, you can find a copy of this statement on my website, abetterlegacy.com. Thank you for your time.